Hello,
Hi.
can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I sure can. Hi, my name is Juanita with Teak Farms.
Hi, Juanita. I'm Amy.
Nice to meet you, Miss Amy. All right, awesome. We definitely want to get to know a little bit more about the people that we can potentially be working with. So, first things first, do you have any experience?
With marijuana, no, I do not. But my education background is with plant science and soil science, and I'm a quick learner. So,
Okay, awesome. So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I just graduated from U of A. I'll get my degree the end of July because I had to take one more summer class. But I love Tucson. That's where I plan to live. Um, I grew up in Buckeye, Arizona. I'm originally from Michigan, though. Uh, I have siblings and dogs, and I'm just uh, kind of bouncing from job to job right now because of the coronavirus. I'm very passionate about the environment, about plants. I love gardening, but I've lived in an apartment for the last 3 years, so it's been kind of hard.
Well, tell me, what are your strengths and your weaknesses?
Well, my strengths, I'd consider myself a very hard worker. I have a good work ethic, and um, I'm a quick learner. I am reliable, and I have a positive and friendly attitude.
That's a good thing. And what about weaknesses?
Weaknesses, I I just noticed one this past week. I'm working at a Subway right now, and I was organizing the chip rack where we put all the chips out for the customers, and I noticed it was taking me way too long because I was like pulling each bag out, making sure it was very organized. So I can be a little too obsessive with um, how things are.
That's not a
Um,
bad thing. Paying attention
it
to
can
detail,
be.
that sounds like a positive. Are you able to right now lift about 40 pounds or more,
Yeah,
and be on your feet 3 to 4 hours a day?
definitely.
Okay, good. This position definitely requires that people have like critical thinking skills, problem solving skills. So could you tell me about a time when you had to learn something like completely new?
Um, okay. So for my last position with Safe Ride at the U of A, we used a software called TapRide, and that was totally new to me. And becoming a supervisor, I had to learn more about the software, be able to switch rides to different drivers, and edit the information of the driver if they call and have a different phone number they need to be reached at, and communicating that to the drivers and doing that all in a timely manner because we're trying to get them the shortest possible wait time. So learning that was definitely a little bit of a struggle, but I did it.
That's great. And I know that you kind of mentioned it when you were telling me about your weakness, but do you consider yourself an organized person?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, I will also let you know that our environment is very positive, team playing, everybody works for the greater good of the company. So could you give me an example of when you had to work with a team and kind of how that?
Yeah, so I'm going to use Safe Ride again. That was my longest employment. I've had the most experience there. But we all, despite like having different drivers for different people, we all had to work together a lot. We had a radio system in each of the cars and in the office. And so whenever there was an accident on a road or if a road was closed or something, we would have to communicate that to every driver or to the supervisors to let other people know. If there was ever an incident on campus where the police were involved, we'd let the drivers know as well. One time we had to shut down Safe Ride because there was an armed shooter on campus.
Oh, wow.
And so we had to let all the drivers know without scaring the passengers. So we'd just have them pull over and call the office. And then we had everyone go back to the garage and basically wait.
Okay. Well, that is a great example of how you had to work on a team. Um, just within working with a team, you know that there could be a situation where conflict arises. Could you give me an example of how you would handle a difficult situation, like with a coworker?
Yeah, definitely. I this past couple weeks I've been working with a kid at Subway, and I we never got along. We never had a good time together just because he's kind of like negative towards people. And I would try to joke around with him. It just wasn't working out. But, as we worked together more and more, we got a little more comfortable with each other. And sometimes you have to be just blatantly honest with a person without being rude. And that's what I was. I told him that I felt he was being kind of rude to the customers, and he didn't see it. But then when I explained it from my point of view, he saw it, and I understood from his point of view because he's just trying to keep the time, because we're only supposed to spend about 2 minutes per customer.
Yeah.
And so we kind of reached a compromise to where we'd keep things going quickly, but at the same time, treat the customers with respect.
Okay, awesome. We want people that work in our environment to be passionate about what they do. So why are you looking to work for Teak Farms?
Well, I think that marijuana is a great thing. I think it's very beneficial to a lot of people. And I know that it's a great business to get involved with. And given my background on plant science, because I originally started out as an engineering student, but I was just unhappy. That wasn't what I wanted to do. And then I took a plant science class just for fun as a general education class. And it was something that I actually enjoyed learning about and that I had a great time in that class. And so I spoke with the professor, and she kind of introduced me to the environmental science department. And I just fell in love with it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we want to be transparent here. So
Yeah.
do you have any questions for me?
I do actually. I was kind of confused.
Go
Is
for it.
this an internship opportunity, or is it a employment, like a job opportunity?
Well, you looked up, after reviewing your resume, the position that we have you interviewing for is not an internship. This is we're looking for our clone girl, the person who would
Okay.
be working in our clone room, working with the master grower to do all the clippings from our mother plant to make sure that our genetics stayed intact.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so that's basically the position that you're interviewing for. We've interviewed a bunch of people, so probably tomorrow the boss is going to go through all the interview tapes and kind of review them and figure out which candidates he wants to work with. Then we're going to do like a call down where you guys come down to the actual facility, and our master grower and everybody else who's hired there kind of gets to interact with you to determine what your vibe is. Do they want to work with you? Which one do they feel they worked better with? And then next week or the week after that, that's when I believe that they're going to be choosing who's going to be working there with us. One thing that I do want to keep in mind is that we're a new company. So it's like pretty much all hands on deck, even though we're hiring you as someone who'd be working with the clones. And even within that, that requires that you have some technology skills, because you'd be doing the bio-track as well, marking the genetics, making sure that everything in bio-track matches up with our CFO's information. And yeah, you'd be doing some trimming, you'd be helping the master grower, just whatever they need you to do, but your main focus point would be working with the clones.
Okay, that sounds awesome. That's super cool.
All right, awesome. So it was great meeting with you. If you have any questions, you can always send us an email or give us a call at info@teakfarms.com, and our telephone number's on there too.
Okay, thank you
All
so
right,
much,
it was great
Juanita.
speaking with you. Bye.
Bye.